it's an old nemesis of yours, but we improve over time. So definitely, still, there is the element of surprise that we see all the time. But moving on to the banning phases, the drafting phase. Right now, firstly, though, the first ban right off the bat, the Matilda coming in. So I think for IGN, it is they are definitely off to a strong start. But to counter IGN, Debbie, what do you think Peak can start banning though?
I think they can, try to ban away the heavy sets heroes because I think most of the time IGN they don't usually go for a pick off. They usually love the crowd control, right? The higher crowd control ones, the Badangs or the Gatot Gatas or even the Risa, just saying. But yeah, the thing is, Pick Diplomat they are heavily composed to play for their jungle, right? Because they love going for the assassins. But we cannot forget this is Kaizen. He is such a good goal leader as well. So they could just try to out micro the teams for the IG inside as well. But we cannot forget this is a very star-studded lineup we are seeing for both of these teams. They are so good in what they're picking or banning their way. But look at the best coming too. So they for Peak Diplomat, they are actually the one taking away the Kalea this time around.
Oh well, Kalea, she does give trouble because of her pick off ability and her heal coming in, but then again, you gotta have a draft which also complements Kalea because she can't be the only one being the tanky. Otherwise, she'll
Mm.
get melted out if she tries to go in right. So I guess just banning her out is the safest option that we can go right now, but once again, despite the meta, Zushin banning out, I kind of believe they could give the slot where Zushin is there to something other, some of the other heroes like the Lucas, Bashia, Badang, they're all there, right? So
Yeah.
definitely she's been declining, but I guess another safe ban.
Another safe ban, actually. Yeah, I think they have to
Mhm.
be it because I think for example they're just trying to set up for a tanky frontliners here, and of course Juicing works well against those heroes. But okay, there we go. Pick the opponent. They have to ban away the Badang already now. It's still deadly into the hands of Zodan and much more deadly into the hands of Nido too. So they understand their opponents so well. And yeah, this is Kalia is such a meta ban and Badang is such a IZN ban, right? If you want to go against IZN, you want to ban the Badang away and pick the moment have the right for them. And most of the time, Badang, why am I saying? Badang really counters heroes that are assassins. So, and Pick the Planet really loves to play the assassin too. So this is very understandable. But for IGN, they have the first pick, right? So the Lucas they can keep, but they penning it away. It's dead. Oh, so they want the Buxia here. So will Pick the Planet ban the Buxia though?
Mm, I mean, Baksha, his popularity has been rising up quite a lot, and prioritizing a Baksha over a Lucas. I mean,
Uh,
Baksha is quite, well, what do you call it? Quite versatile in the lanes. He can go roam, jungle, or EXP, depending on how the user likes it. And certainly, the anti heal ability does help the team quite a lot as well, especially when there is someone with a shield or someone who has heals, right? Which is almost at least one in almost every team. But then again, peak to plummet, they go for the Kimi ban, a classic ban considering the rise of Kimi nowadays. But it leaves out a lot of heroes open for them to pick. There's the glue, there's the Florian out to be picked, but
oh,
IGN though, do they go for support heroes?
uh, prioritized by these two teams.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the possibility that these two jungles they usually want to go play the assassins, so they do not want to play the Boxer, right? Like Kumar. But we'll never know. We'll never know what we're gonna be seeing here onto the other side, though. Oh,
Oh
Bonus
yeah.
first pick as well as the Louis. So the CC is there as well as the anti-death hero. A winning a winning meta for the XP side. This might be good.
Counter teleportation with another teleportation, right? Instead of giving double
Yeah, yeah,
teleportation. Yeah, you
yeah.
just equally have both Aaron and Skyzen who are we do not see it quite much yet.
Yeah, we do not see much at all.
Oh,
Look at that.
oh my
The
god.
bugs are already coming into play. So wait, if the Baksa goes into the Baksa has to go into the jungle, right? Because
Jungle
they
or
have,
EXP?
yeah, jungle or EXP because
Yeah,
they're gonna be needing a setter here because I don't really think the tip is a setter and they already lose out already. They already lose out onto the Louis too,
yep.
and now the options are still available for the side of IGN still, but they're gonna be needing a magic damage too because they have to pick up the mate. But the ban is gonna be for the side of Pick to Plummet. And you know what? Most of the time when the box is completely left open and already picked, that the opponent team they usually go for the Xbox here. So the Boxer's popularity has risen the popularity of the Xbox as well. So it's an easy counter, right? For
Yep. Yep.
against the Boxer, you just try to deal out the true damage as well as much as possible, especially when you get the X. And the fact that Xbox is also a flex pick is, yeah, something that we have to be mindful of again as well. But picture permit, look at their bans. Two jungle bans, the Hayabusa and the Fanny already gone. The Respect's gonna be scratching his head. It's like, what am I gonna pick? Because two of his comfort already gone. But you know, there are other heroes that are into his comfort zone as well. But then again, it's not as good as in comparison to the Fanny and the Hayabusa.
But then again, they might be playing mind games with Peak, right? After since Basha, they're not sure if it's gonna be EXP or jungle. They might just be wanting to waste the slot of the assassins by just decreasing the probability of picking other heroes by confusing Peak to Plummet out here. But I guess it kind of plays on your plan for both the teams. I mean, if one was trying to go for the assassins right now. Although Suyo is still open, I kind of feel like he could be a good pick around here because he does have defense, the sustainability. He also has the mobility around the escape skills, which you definitely need for a Luoyi or against a Phobius right now. But Claude, though, I do think it's a really good pick against a Granger and a Chip altogether because his BMI, right?
Mm,
His BMI does give him the escape capability quite up compared to other marksmen. So, oh, okay, yeah. The Basha is on the jungle with the Farsot is
yeah,
zoned in. But as you said, Debbie, the setter, right? I think CC is quite of a setter, so Chip is gonna be doing the work of setting up here.
yeah.
Ah, it things might go south though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I was thinking about the tip is mainly used for a backline diver, unlike most of the XPs, and she's not really meant to go for the the settings. So I think she's just a distractor. So all the work has to go into the hands of the tip as well as the bug shell. So that has to be. I think they're gonna be lacking some crowd control for IGN. Meanwhile, for Pick Implement, this is the direct counter for the chip here. You want to make the stats, you're gonna be getting the Curse of Blood upon honor. So there we go. It is the X moment to the jungle, no assassins, not yet. I'm actually really sad to not see assassins onto these two very good players, into the jungle especially. Yeah, but we'll never get what we want because Carmilla is the last pick, and I think Pick Implement and IGN, they are set.
Yep, set and ready to go in this best of three series first match right now. Now the Carmilla on as the last pick. I was kind of thinking of a Carmilla because there's Chip, so naturally you would want to go for someone who can counter Chip, right? The Carmilla,
Yeah.
the Tigreal, or the Atlas would have been quite a great choice, and I think the Curse of Blood does pair out really well with Luoyi together and Phobius because if it's guys, they're gonna share the damage and everything. So definitely, but strong early game wise though, I think both the teams they do quite lack. Even though there is Savage Warrior on Luoyi, he does need to be managing his mana because Luoyi does use up quite that. So definitely, I think for the early game wise, both of them they kind of need to have their farm up.
Yeah, this is just what we're talking about here, man. But the thing is, Charian is diving onto the backline of the enemy. John might be in trouble.
might be in trouble right now. Charin first blood already in the hands of Aaron the Creator. They are gonna be giving the snowball to Aaron, it seems. That was 4 people coming in already before the first turtle. So definitely a loss for Team Peak to plummet, but well, a win situation for Team IGN. They can definitely go around the jungle quite freely because Export just got taken down.
Yeah, there was a questionable move coming out from Karin as well, but you'll never know what we're gonna see into the next round because Snowball, like you mentioned, already into the hands of IGN, a little bit of lead here. But onto the mid lane though, Meteor rotating towards not Meteor, it's not even Meteor, man. What am I saying? Fleur is rotating towards, just trying to get the level 4 here, and they're gonna be having the level 4 all of the members of IZ, and they're just trying to start onto the turtle. And you know what? I think turtle is. Oh, look at this is there. Look at that.
Okay, the turtle just got stolen up by Charin right there. Castle Black connecting on the 4 perfectly with the duality coming in from Luoyi. That is 4 people out in an instant with the turtle taken to Team Peak to plummet. Oh my goodness, that was the clapback that Team Peak needed. I mean, 1 for 4 trade in the first 3 minutes of the game. The Curse of Blood was beautifully placed by Lemonade out there. Yeah, one of the best, I would say.
You know, this is why the when you have a great card control, you just want to go fight and fight. But Savage Warrior with the damage, it was so good. Onto the squishy members for the side of IGN, and again, even if I was about to say when you see a Phobius, not a Phobius, but in this kind of composition where the Bugsa is into the jungle, you do not really want to force out onto this turtle as well. But a great retribution coming up on the side of Mr. Charin, they're able to get it, but might be something here.
Stun definitely there, and the feathered Esrat coming in as well. Lemonade will be falling down in the hands of Respect, I believe. It is just the countermeasure to have your farm backup, but it's not quite far yet, so definitely. But on the top lane, the amazing duet onto Air the Creator. Skyzen is not letting that pass at all. He's just gonna be farming up. He's not gonna be giving Aaron the Creator any chance to farm up. But then again, the shortcut placed too early for them, and that is a huge resource wasted.
There was a big move coming out from Skyzen here again, and I think it was a great read. Oh, mid lane. Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness. Look at Mitch though, he does fly away with the with a little of HP. It's not even an HP anymore, it's 0.5. But you can't see the green anymore there. But yeah, the turtle once again onto the bot lane.
That was a close call. Fights and fights everywhere all over the map, and like a Peak to plummet. They are the one actually setting out onto the turtle. No ultimate just yet for Josen here. No teleportation so far. Meanwhile, Savage Warrior does have the divers, and if you want to go look for a place, and I think IGN, they're not really trying to contest it, but Josen onto the back line. What is he doing?
Well, too much of a back, I would say. Good call, resetting the turtle though, but Aizen will be falling down in the hands of Charin, I believe. Well, that was quite a loss for the side of Team Peak to plummet. With that, IGN, they did turn the tables, taking up the second turtle for themselves. Once again, the shortcut onto the top lane, trying to force out a team fight, but Peak, they know when to retreat. They know that they can't fight, they'll lose the advantage out here, so they have to back down for now.
No structures taken just yet for both of these teams, and this is just gonna be putting them in a lot of position where they can try to look for flanks just yet. Just again, as much as possible. But the thing is, the pressure coming out from Peak to plummet is just too much. If you talk about the golem matchup as well, because this is a Claude, he's uncatchable most of the time, and he is also onto the sprint too. And I think either way, he's not gonna be winning out the early game, but he's definitely gonna be winning out into the clearance because he does have the blazing duet most of the time to try to look for that. And look at that, a vision for the around the creator here. Bot lane tower falling down for the first time for the side of IG, and they have to take it away, and maybe this have to be the opening for them to try to look for plays so as to not give any map control for the side of Peak to plummet. But then again, it's still gonna be hard.
gonna be hard, but I do like that peak deployment. They are moving all together so that they can, counter out the chip and his shot get out. But
Oh,
Skyson,
great.
that was a clutch. That was a clutch. He just wasted his blazing duet. I would say that was a mispresent of the buttons. But right now
Oh,
okay, the curse
yeah.
of blood gets onto Vayne Lemonnaire. That was another panic move. I mean, Zozen and both of them did waste out their ult, so I guess it is a one even out right now for both the teams. But we can't ignore the damage coming in from Bitch with his feathered
Ooh,
airstrike though. That's just too much to deal with if you're someone who is squishy, right? But
yeah.
there they do are chasing Farsa away so that they can focus on the turtle. But Chip and his positioning though.
You know, I feel like Dozen needs a little bit of work on this chip because he isn't able to make those perfect shots that you usually want to see on the chip. But still, maybe he might be working onto something here. Oh, Dozen winning!
Oh my goodness, Retribution won by Charin right there. I mean,
Again,
it's just a battle of retribution between the two jungles, right? Especially when
again.
you're evenly matched out like this.
I
Even the
mean,
difference, it doesn't make much of a difference right now. But
yeah.
he's been beating around the bush for quite a long time throughout the whole match, and I get it. He's trying to see the diversion from Loi up as well. So well, yeah, it does work out. But bottom lane, they are grouped up perfectly once again. Although I doubt they would be going for another engage.
There was a lot of damage coming out from Beach as well. And Lemonade, he does have the curse of blood, and all of the green lights are available from both of these teams, except for the feather airstrike. And this Lord is gonna be the only waiting options for them. And I think they have to play it out just a little bit to try to look for an engage. But Tarin here, ooh, he's dealing a lot of damage with that fire as well as the Aaron. The Desonaut is dealing a lot of damage too. And I thought he was actually behind, but he isn't.
Oh,
But Diversion play, maybe something. Oh, just a fluke. Just trying to see if they can do something about this. But look at the position of Josen though. He's looking for
interesting.
something that is out of the blue, and he might get spotted out, but he does have an escape mechanism, which is a shortcut, and I don't think they will be able to read it out. Oh, he fooled them! Look at that.
I
He actually
mean,
fooled them.
well, with the new improved skill of Chip, right? With his new
Yeah.
passive, he can just teleport from anywhere. So if you give him enough time, then he can just be
But yeah, we're talking about that, and I think if he was caught there, he does not have the way to teleport around. It was on cooldown, and I think it's gonna be great if the Pixel could have caught him. But then the Lord is already gonna be spawning for the onto the top side here, the river. Oh, look at the damage coming through
my
from
goodness.
Blitz here. Oh, he just baited away Skyzen again. That was a good job.
Okay. Kaizen, this time he did not use up his blazing duet. So improvement
Uh,
from
improvement.
improvement from last time. But yeah, the Lord dance around for both the teams, right? They are kind of ready to start the Lord, but then they are preventing each other to not start the Lord altogether. But we
Yeah.
do see the immortality, so he might just go in for a dive. But once again, defeated airstrike and the Lord started up by Charin, right? This Kaizen is trying to go around behind the Lord, but diversion onto the other side of the Lord. It will
Ooh.
be caught up. Look at that. I mean, Farsa, he has to be the first one to fall down, but no! Effect from IGN out there, blazing duet coming in, but killing spree for Lua Yi found, followed up by Aizen getting taken down. Same with CC. They did win the Lord, but they lost 3 of their members altogether, while Team Peak, they lost just 1. So definitely this Lord is gonna be a defendable Lord coming in from the side of Team Peak to plummet.
This is the elemental law as well, and it's gonna be not much as as worthy as possible. But Pixelfire won a good game taking out from them, and that was a perfect diversion and locking on to the best possible member, which was the Farsa. I think it was such a good play that they had done so far, and what a good follow up for the team as well, I would say, because Tarim was able to build a lot of damage into the backline as well, and even taking down CC on top of that. That has to be one of the main turns off even here. And the win concern that I can see for the side points is that if they can try to go look for a good shortcut here, because I also think the 5-star has the damage. The granted does deal a lot of damage as well, but mid lane though.
Oh, okay. Aaron, he's getting the farm that he needs as well. He did not die as much as his other teammates to 1-1 KD in a sense, so he is getting the farm. If he does not get marked, then in
Yeah,
the later phases of the game, right? He
yeah.
would be a trouble for the side of Team Peak to plummet. So definitely, but the thing is, aside from Claude, they don't have someone to dive in the backline to take out Aaron the creator. So they have to plan it out quite well if they want to go for it. But then there's also a Farsa to immobilize, disengage your whole team composition with her feathered airstrike. So Team Peak, they are quite in a pickle whether to go for Aaron or whether to go for Vitch out there.
Yeah, and I think yeah, you're right about the problem for the side of Peak to find him again. And the thing is that Skyzen hasn't been able to deal that much of a damage. I mean, he hasn't been able to sustain that much of the damage coming out from through the Lycia onto the 5-star 2. So I think this has to be a battle of mechanism as well. Because when you are able to dodge out the feather airstrike, you will be able to dive in again. But this time is also there for FRSR because this is the priority of FRSR queue. But look at the trades coming up. They are just trying to get a trade into the bot lane. Maybe they do have the diversion to teleport early on, but the mid lane is going to be the cost of that. So IGN, they are going to be opening up quite a lot of map just because they stick down the mid lane so far for the side of Pick to come in. And look at the position of Golden too. He's just trying to look for a set here and there, and he hasn't been able to be spotted out because of the shortcuts, the portals that he has right now. And looking at the map though, the Lord is already falling, and IGN, I think they are set to go. They can try to go look for the sets here. They can try to put down these lords, but the problem is that Savage Warrior, he's going to be having the diversion, and if the diversion phase comes in, they might not be able to withstand all the species coming out from the Tartarus planet.
Chip is trying to divert though, but he has been one step ahead of Peak as of now. If we do compare both the Romas, right? So definitely, but Lord, it would be both the team just hovering around the Lord, making sure that they are about to engage. Loi does seem like she is about to plan a diversion up, but then again, Aaron is nowhere near the Lord. Just gonna be defending, so they are one person short around the Lord dance, but then again they have Chip to teleport quite easily. But the Lord does get taken up by Cherry. Scooby-Doo won't be getting the Lord onto himself. Aizen does get taken down. Curse of Blood connected perfectly once again, but that was on to their own team side, so they would be losing out another resources. But the
Oh,
chase definitely there with the Blazing Duet and the Winter combination, but it is not enough for them to chase around. They will still be retreating with that sort of HP though. Aaron does seem like he completed his build already, so definitely gonna be watching out for those bullets.
yeah, I really want to see what the builds are for these marksmen, right? Because for the Claude, he's gonna be needing the Winter Crown he just used and not the Wind of Nature, which is kind of like a god thing to say because he is the one who really want to dive into as well. But Terrence, he's already securing the Oracle, so that's going to be giving him a little bit of a sustain and a healing possibility for them as well. But the Lord will be blitzed down by the side of IGN into the top lane, and there's not much of a gain. Maybe they will be able to take his turret down because there's no clearance coming after the side of IGN. They do have the Farsa, but without the Feather Airstrike, he's going to be rendered useless. But now, look at the position for Peak though. They're actually having the map pressure here just because of one Lord, and this is also the reason why the Lord is going to be so important, and keeping your members alive is also going to be important because you just want to use that Lord to your advantage and have the map control over it. And this is a composition where the map control is going to be very, very necessary. One does have a diversion, the other have a shortcut. They're going to be needing all the portals, so the outplay potential is what you're going to be needing here. So this is a battle of all mechas now. So the map pressure, the map control. You just wanna keep it on hold for yourself, and I think Peak Department are also doing a really good job. We cannot forget that Josen is also there with the chip, just trying to make crazy plays.
Certainly, and Savage Warrior, his positioning has been really good throughout the whole match. He has not been caught up even once. So, as a Loi, as your main diversion or teleporter, I think position plays quite a key role, especially
Yeah.
when you're who the whole team relies to make or break the game, right? So definitely, but then again, if we do see, did you know Farsa flies high above the battlefield to rain down magic. Yeah, she just rains down her magic, completely obliterates everyone who comes in her way. But right now, Zozen is getting melted up by Skyzen with his Trinity build. Aizen is on the chase. Shortcut gets popped out. Everyone is there with the rain,
Ooh.
magic rain from Farza. Once again, perfect timing coming in. But Aaron the Creator does take out Aizen there. But no, oh my goodness, Skyzen, he went in too deep. He will be getting taken down. And escape attempted by Savage Warrior. But no, he gets shut down before he can escape. Not a good, not a good position for Team Peak to be in because they just lost 3 people before the Lord. So definitely,
Yeah.
Team IGN, they will be looking to take that Lord.
There was a fleet coming out from Peak Department, leaving out the important members, and I think this is definitely going to be free unless Herring tries to make a wondrous play. But look at the backline, so a lot of damage coming in for the side of IG and Aaron the Creator, also dealing a lot of damage to the Rhapsody there as well already. And you know, one thing for sure is that Herring getting the ice cream one, which is kind of weird to say when you are an expert. It's also good, definitely, always going to be good onto this magic damage dealing heroes. But most of the time, you really want to go for the breastplate as well as the magic defenses, which the Farsa is dealing a lot of damage. But the thing is, it's just trying to scale a lot, so I think it's also going to be worth it. Already almost a full bill for Kaizen. Meanwhile, for Aaron the Creator, he's 2k goal ahead onto this Granger. He does not even have the boots, so this guy is going to be hurting a lot, and he does have the way to survive any kind of onslaught with the crown that he already built out, as well as the Magic Blade. What was the full name? Rose gold.
Yep.
I cannot. I don't know how I forget that thing. It's so popular. Rose gold meteor, rose gold dog. But yeah, the Lord is marching down onto the top lane. Scooby Doo, what is he doing?
Lost Insanity popped out a bit too early to escape the strings from CC, right? Granger is definitely the danger right now for the side of Peak to plummet because the Lord is marching in. They will be taking the inhibitor for themselves by the Lord, and a lot of damage dished out by Aaron the Creator. And our Team Peak is forced to stay inside their own base, but that would be a successful defense given that the Lord is not enhanced, but they'll have to lose a lot of their turrets right now, including their inhibitor, which means the minions would be quite enhanced and it will put them in more and more pressure from their side. But Farsa once again doing his job, just zoning out everyone with her burst. It's just too much to take in. Unless you have a magic defense or something to get away, it's not gonna be impossible. But oh, that is a 5-man diversion right ahead. Breaks out with the Inferno person coming in, but no, the Curse of Blood will not be connecting onto anyone. Although CC does get taken down, followed by Aaron the Creator. He is getting chased out, but no one is getting near him. Savage Warrior does pop out his ability, but oh my goodness, gets away with that sort of HP. The Rose Gold definitely saved him out with his life. Now with 3-person gone, the Lord this time might be in the hands of Team Peak to plummet unless Zozen is still alive. He has his teleport, so definitely he can go in when the time is right. But I don't think he'll have enough time to do that though.
You know, one thing about these two teams is that they're just going back and forth and they're just trying to battle out who have the craziest throw. Because sometimes you're gonna be seeing IGN winning, you blink and Peak are winning again. So this is something that's really, different in this kind of game. So it's a best of 3 series, so it's gonna be fine. But the thing is, whoever got the enhanced lord, they are also gonna be having the chance. Already 21 minutes of this game, both the marksmen and the mages are already full build, all the green lights for all these teams, all these players, and they can try to go in and pick the planet with the advantage of the lord. All the members are healthy for the side of IGN again, but a little bit of slowdown onto the top lane because the minions are already pushing in for the side of IGN, so that the lord will be slowed down a little bit. So picked up for Aizen, they have a little bit of time to have a setup. But the thing is, pick your opponent, they want to bulldoze in. So the mid lane might be able to focus here. The magic damage coming in for the side of Savage Warrior. And it's gonna be too much for them to handle for the side of IGN. And immortality built out by Zoden, so that's another survivability.
Right now, in this current situation, for Peak Deployment, lane sync is the key here because they need to put pressure from all the sides so that they are able to, wipe out the whole of IGN. And it does seem like they were quite unsuccessful with it because one side the Lord is there, kind of like a deja vu from the last Lord fight coming in from IGN. But right now, the Lord is in the base since it is an enhanced team. IGN would be having a little bit of trouble, but Peak, they do not go for any engage at all because they do not have the minions to engage everything. So Team IGN, they do get to live another day as of now, and this is where it gets interesting because both the teams, they lost their inhibitors. One lane inhibitors lost, 2 inhibitors remaining, and this next lord that is about to spawn, this might be the final stretch for both the teams to win this match. As as the game progresses, Granger is gonna get more and more farm with his stacks, capricious stacks, so they have to end it as soon as possible. But Zozen is just he's not letting them end because of all of his all of his play around the whole map. He's just been everywhere around the map.
Tim is the only hero. I mean, not the only hero, but the only tank that plays like this, right? Unless you count the Angela. But yeah, he just tries to be a nuisance, doing what assassins can do, just pressuring out onto the long lanes as much as possible. But another evolved lore is gonna be coming soon. But Skydive will be sent down onto the bot lane for the divers, and so as to build out a slow push for the side of Picture Planet because the lore will be spawned out into the top lane, and I think IGN they have to have an answer for this. But the thing is, who are they gonna be sending? Is it gonna be the Ranger or the Firestar? Because I think the Firestar has to be a better option, but then again, it's gonna be danger lurking around onto these boosters until and unless they spot out the members of Picture Planet here, they will not go. And now that they spotted him, Firestar will be sent down onto the bot lane to try to change the clear out the minions here. So Picture Planet, they can put this down.
Either of them would be beneficial because Chip does have his shortcut, but once again, first down to fall is respect taken Lord in hands of Charin right there. That is not a good engage. The Winter Crown will not save, which from that massacre coming in, a diversion trying to catch Aaron the Creator maybe. But Chip Zozen has to flicker out the conceal used up to speed up the process of chasing after him, but that is 2 people down with a countdown of 40 seconds. So definitely IGN is in the handicap here with Peak to Plummet marching in with the Lord and the pressure from the mid lane. Once again, Aaron the Creator trying his best to clear out the minions, but will it be enough? But Zozen, he does get melted out by our Claude here with the Trinity build that he has and the lower E as well. So definitely might be a full team wipeout, but Aaron the Creator will not be escaping as team Peak to Plummet after a long game of 24 minutes. Gets the first victory in their hands.
Wow, that was such an amazing, tiring cinematic. I thought it was almost an hour. Like, it's as long as a long series, right? It was amazing. What do you think, Peachy? If you are back,
Let's call back Peachy. Peachy, are you here with us?
Hello, am I audible though? I'm facing
Yes.
a little bit of a network. Okay, anyways, what a match coming in.
I feel like Peachy she waited for too long, you know. It was basically half an hour of a match. If you consider the draft, then it went for like 45 minutes altogether. So Peachy, I hope you were not bored with us though.
No way. I mean, I it was just crazy enough. They let the red aura lot come in twice, not once but twice.